Good night or good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, and the world at large. Before I started to shoot up my mouth, I want to ask everyone who are watching my video at this present moment to subscribe to my channel and press the bell so you will get the next updated video. Fellow citizens of Guyana, let me deal with you first. It has been a long time in our country history, and we have been told over and over with our countrymen and women who are in the political field. And yes, we were lied to. Our ancestors, cane field workers, rice planters, farmers, and fishermen, less educated but may have knowledge and wisdom to other things, but not the political scene of the international community and what will be the future of the nation. Why am I saying this? As a little boy, I remember the story where parents will tell their little children that plane bring babies. And little children will run out when they see a plane and claim, aeroplane, bring me a baby. These days are over. This generation have been lost. But before I go deeper into the last of the generation, we must deal with honesty, decency, and integrity. The black race cries what the white man done to him and enslaved his ancestors. But he forgot that he was the first slave master. I think you have to get the right books of history or travel the world. Regardless who slave you or who you slave, where you are today is what matters. So therefore, we ask everyone to be open-minded and stop worrying about who slaved us and who did not slave us. Worry about the future of your children, your generation. Because when you stop to think of religion and you study racism, you are making the politicians them richer, wiser to control you, divide you, and later they laugh at you. Friends, it is my opinion. But before I continue, I was given a name of a young man who resigned to the Guyana Cricket Board, and he is from Berbice in Baraka, Caracas, whatever it means. Forgive me if I don't pronounce it right. That must sound like an Amerindian name. You know, Baraka, Caracas, whatever. Sorry, once again. And don't blame me, that's not English. That might be indigenous. And the young man name is Shamer Joseph. I want to congratulate him and congratulate his sister, his parents, his neighbors who put up with him in the jungle of Guyana, in an area where life was very hard, to be a good cricketer. And I must thank the cricket board to look beyond the boundary of the city and to at least accept him. And I'm looking forward to see him play for the West Indies in time to come. By saying that, I always say the blacks have great future in athletics, in anything, cricket, running, jumping, even in the calypso, the soca, the music, the culture. While our Indian ancestors still hold on to Mother India, singing and dancing, and we are not accepted in India. If India cannot accept Pakistanis, who are their own because of religion, why are you hypocrites are accepting them? We came from them, yes. Same goes to the African descendant. You were sold to the European who brought you to colonize country that you did not belong. Lot of you, 80% of you out of Africa are doing better than millions of your ancestors in Africa. In Africa. I am telling you so because I travel. In India, where the cheap labor came from, as you call coolie, the darker skinned Indian came from South India and two other places because of the upper people who believed they were better because they were light skinned, educated, and you was their servant. My friends, even the Indian consulate in Manhattan, a woman that present Dr. Dan Paul in a celebration in Jagan Square in Queens, Liberty or Hills, no, Liberty, sorry, all the way up. I remember Jagan Square when the Indian ambassador present Dr. Dan Paul, the head of the late Gandhi. It seems like the head didn't do anything to her. Maybe she gave Dr. Dan Paul the brain, or she gave him an empty skull. Where is the brain? She was exploiting her own Indian race as a servant and had her down in the basement until a Spanish man helped the woman and the U.S. government get involved, and she was sent back to India. What a shame in the 21st century. But we hold on to the same people in India who ancestors sold the Indian race out as cheap labor. But it is a blessing in disguise like what happened to the Africans. You are better off today than 90% of the people in Africa and India. But in Guyana, where my black brothers follow the historian out of Africa, white man enslaved us. What you have done to the Amerindian as the indigenous people? And you Indian, as sly as you are, you never speak race, but you are so corrupt, so confusing, so deceitful, such a parasite way of thinking. And this goes not to all Africans and Indian descendants. So I don't have to name people. If I say Buddha, 3 million Buddha. If I say Muhammad, there's 1 billion Muhammad. If I say Jesus, well, there are over 2 billion Jesus. Which one am I speaking about? But the little parrot say, who the cap fit, let them wear it. There is good amongst you, but you, the African descendant, out of Africa, you must not use it against your African brothers and sisters today in modern Africa, for they themselves are being betrayed by the politician in the whole of Africa. They are worse than the king and queen of England, or France, or Holland, or Belgium, or the Scandinavian country that once ruled them. South Africa was with Dutch, German, and British, is the last to fall. Nelson Mandela will be the father of all Africa. And yes, the late Faz Barnum helped the ANC. He also sent troops to Mongolia and Mozambique to drive the white race out. But did anybody send anybody into Guyana to drive the black man and woman and Indian out? No. What I'm trying to tell you, know your facts. Some people say black people was in Guyana before. Well, friends, I don't know what is black people and white people and yellow people, red and green. If God make white man, black man, coolie man, Chinese man, why he didn't make a purple man unless they're all effing gay or lesbian in woman? I'm asking y'all to come off of this bullshit. What you do not like for yourself, don't like for others. We should be lucky that the ancestors in the olden days think it was wise to sold our ancestors out and rent them out. Today in Guyana, Indians are killing their own for land. They're going to the voodoo man. They're going to do things to hurt one another. Mother-in-law don't like daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law don't like in-laws, but want to control their man by going to some voodoo man. Then why don't you leave the man and go your way? Love is only a word. Caring is feelings. And who God bless, no man curse. I have seen the young girl from Mocha that have an injury on her back and she cannot walk. I saw it in the news. She was invited to snow program, which she attended. We sent taxi for her. She was giving $100,000 cash from us, from the FSG, Fundamental Structure of Guyana. And we was about to help her with $350,000 US dollars to build a nice house, take care of her 16-year son and her 10-year son. We was to get help with wheelchair and to fly her to America where doctors would take care of her voluntarily with the help of the American people. America have done a lot of good into this world. Yes, there was hostile in some area, but it's order you have to fight your enemy to keep good. But God would decide who was right and who was wrong, not me and you. Today, I've seen a video people sent to me. I am amazed to see there was someone with a flyer, 6 people, 6 races. But yet we say one people, one nation, one destiny. I want to ask you all a question. 300 donkeys, 300 horses, 300 mules, and 300 zebras. Are they the same animal? Call it as it is, friends. Or 300 lions, 300 tigers, or jaguar, or puma. Are they the same family? We could call it what we want. Call it what it is. And stop being a hypocrite, covering with your hypocrisy to rule the people and destroy the capability of their future. We are human being, was created by the hands of God. Man, if he make black man, white man, Chinese man, yellow man, why Chinese man is not yellow man? And the Indian are not the brown man. God lost color. He make man in his own image and likeness. And if you call yourself a black man, a white man, and a coolie man, well, then you're a laborer. Well, a Chinese man, then you is a nation. So only problem we have here is between two races, white and black. But you, the black race out of Africa, should count your lucky star and thank your grandparents in Africa who sold you to the European that you call white man. Today, you are lawyers, doctors, scientists, professors. You are pilots. You're astronaut. In Africa, you would have been fought. You got to run for your life. They give you nice road, running water. Every race have played a role. The Chinese make the wheel, or the mathematician, or whatever. I'm not getting into that. But what I saw on that video about Mashramani Bonham birthday, Guyanese women walk actually naked. And we dance with it. We present it as such a great welcome because we are wicked. But yet, when Mr. Schumer, the son of the soil, an Amerindian that you call a Buckman, walk into the bloody courthouse that run by Indian and black people, y'all want to throw him out when he wear tapis, or tapis, or what piece he call it. He's a friggin' Amerindian. And he dressed that way, and y'all make a mess out of him. Y'all try to humiliate him. You talk as a black race what the white man done to you in Africa. But he educates you. What are you doing to the Amerindian? Answer me. And you, the Indian, well, you don't talk. You like silent death. But there's good and bad amongst both of you. I want a holiday for the late Walter Radney that was killed by Bonham and Jagan. Follow the history. And all of those police and commander of the station who put police to beat innocent people because of politician or corrupt businessman, your days are coming. Everyone shall have a lie detector test. Barrett won't be there forever. Mr. Ali won't be there forever, nor Norton. Y'all are not seeing how quick the world is changing? And for the policemen, them that got whorehouse, and their wife are working in the courthouse, Ali, as a man of the Quran, a man who believes in Islam, you are doing good so far, but you're going to meet criticism. Don't act like Barrett. Don't act like the rest of them. Height was a decent African descendant. I won't use the word a black man because I don't believe in race. And put Guyana forward. It's time for Jonas and Schumer to come together. My number is 347-340-2628 and 646-427-7245. It's time for America to stand up for democracy and human rights and move the opportunists if they cannot do the job. Because today in Guyana, every Guyanese should have land free at $50,000 US to build a house. We don't want squatters and we don't want renters. Let's work together for a Guyana and open up the door to Africa, India, and the Caribbean and put the nation forward that God can enter. Down with Saudi Arabia, India, and Israel as holy land. God make all the land, so all is holy. Have a good day, and may God or Allah Bhagwan be with everyone. Peace and good luck.